Hello everyone and
welcome to the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
This is episode 29.
The first show of our second year of Universal podcasting. I'm Tracy.
I'm Lee.
And I'm Darren. Thanks for joining us for another show, and we hope you all enjoyed our anniversary show.
Speaking of anniversaries, I got my wrist slapped by one of our friends. Well, no, he kind of mentioned it and went, oh, no mention for the number one? What is he, number 1.5, isn't he?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't worry, we'll sort something out. It's just a way we'd like to say happy wedding anniversary to Barry and Nicola Gornell, or as Chris Speed from over at Your Mousecast calls them, Gommel.
Gommel?
Yes, Barry Gommel. And it was their 6th wedding anniversary, which was on the 15th of April.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yep. Happy anniversary, Barry and Nicola.
And in future, just don't tell Lee. Tell me. Well, men never remember anything. Sorry, men.
I always remember when our wedding anniversary is. Because I know my life wouldn't be worth living if I didn't.
Exactly.
I'd just like to say, I notice we haven't mentioned it yet, and I feel a bit guilty for it, but Hunter's not going to be joining us this week.
No.
I spoke to him at... I went to work this morning and put... I hope my boss doesn't listen to this and he doesn't actually know about this now as well, that at 7 o'clock this morning I put my instant message on and Hunter was on Facebook at 2:30
It's
Florida time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's he doing? And he's like, oh, I've been up all night coughing violently, so I think it's probably, I'm not going to be there, so...
Yeah, he's poorly sick.
Yeah, we hope he gets better and...
we do.
Hopefully be back for walk. They better be back for walk next time, because we need him for his fact hunter.
And for his...
And his
sunny
general...
disposition.
mentalness.
Yeah. Right, we'll begin the news with the story that Universal Orlando has announced a partial lineup for its summer concert series, which will include ZZ Top, 3 Doors Down, and the cast of the TV series Victorious. Yes?
I've kind of heard of one of them.
Well, I would hope you've more than kind of heard of ZZ Top.
Possibly heard one of the other ones, and then after listening to a podcast today, I know who the other ones are.
What, 3 Doors Down?
No, I kind of know who they are, but not really.
Oh, yeah, they're huge over here.
Really?
They were big time sellers, so...
They're quite old, though, aren't they?
No, I mean, like, they came out in, like, the early mid-2000s with Kryptonite. Okay. And then, they've been selling out shows since then. Every time they come to Tampa about once a year, and they sell out every time they're here. Okay. Big amphitheater, so, yeah.
Okay, right. So anyway, the series will be at Universal Studios Music Plaza and run Saturdays from June the 9th through to July 14th. First up will be the cast of Nickelodeon's Victorious, including star Victoria Justice on June 9th. Guests will also be able to participate in a Q&A with the cast. The series set in a performance arts high school, that's what it's about, is it? Recently won the Favourite TV Show Award at the Kids' Choice Awards, and the soundtrack Victorious, music from the hit TV show, there's a surprise, hit number 5 in the Billboard Top 200 Albums chart. That's quite a mouthful.
Are you not aware of them then?
What, Victorious?
Yeah.
We have a 7-year-old daughter.
I've never heard of them.
It's on the TV, and she wants to watch it if it's on, and I say no.
Apparently Glee for kids is what I've heard.
Yeah. I still think it's a little old for her.
Right.
June 16th sees ZZ Top. Sharp-dressed man. Give me all your loving. Any others you know?
No, but you've got...
Pearl necklace?
What?
Pearl necklace.
What are you on about?
I thought that'd make you... I grew up with ZZ Top. Anyway, they'll perform at Universal. The Rock and Roll Hall of Famers currently are working on a new album. Also, on June the 16th, 3 Doors Down, Kryptonite, Be Like That.
Which is what Darren just mentioned.
Yep, that's when they'll perform. So the summer concert series performances are included in the regular Universal Studios admission. Additional acts will be announced later, says Universal.
Yep, and actually someone tweeted me the day asking whether it was part of regular admission, and I actually had to say, I don't know, but I'll find out. I mean, that's not bad for an initial lineup, I suppose. Like you say, with it being part of your park admission.
Yeah, just an added bonus, isn't it?
Definitely.
I'd be quite chuffed to walk past and have ZZ Top there.
I only know one song.
Oh, you need to get schooled.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember
Classics.
Spitting Image doing "We Got Beards, We Got Beards."
Well, that's a parody of Legs, so you know something.
That was funny. No, I only know the Spitting Image Darren's gone, what the hell's Spitting Image?
That's one I don't know, actually.
It was an English satirical puppet program from like the mid-1980s.
1980s,
yeah.
Interesting.
Very strange.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't watched the whole thing.
It's very odd.
Seen everything else from over there, pretty much.
Oh, yes.
All right, I'll go on with the next one here. Universal Parks and Resorts have announced it's planning to build an indoor theme park in Moscow as part of massive sports and entertainment complex around Wednesday by a Russian developer.
I will apologize to all our Russian listeners for Darren's accent.
The 37-acre indoor park will be the first Universal Studios theme park in Europe. Okay, I'll stop. As part of the complex, Universal has said they will also build a Universal Studios themed indoor water park and City Walk shopping and dining district and have dubbed it Galactica Park.
That is so Russian, isn't it? Galactica. We go to Galactica Park.
The venue will also include 2 hotels with a combined 1,100 rooms, a convention center, and a 20,000-seat arena, among other facilities. The project is expected to cost $2.8 billion, according to Reuters, which cited a co-owner of Galactica Park's Russian management company. Construction could begin as early as 2014, and Galactica Park could open to the public as early as 2018. Universal Parks and Resorts, the parent company of Universal Orlando, said it's not yet ready to discuss details of the planned theme park or water park or any of their respective attractions. Russia is an important and attractive market, and we see significant potential for the kind of themed entertainment experience we offer, said Michael Seaver, president of Global Business Development for Universal Parks and Resorts. Entertainment is a global language, and we will be delivering the same thrills, excitement, and unique family experiences that Universal's worldwide theme parks are known for creating.
Interesting.
I'm
Very interesting.
interested into why Russia.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
there's a lot of space.
if you think about the area of the world it's in, you know, it's neighbouring, like Siberia, and you know, China's not that far away, so it's less distance for them all to travel. And
the reason Disney went and put their park in Paris
closer
was
for us,
because
technically.
it was easy to get for everyone to get to from neighbouring Europe.
Mm-hmm.
China, not so much. Russia, not so much.
China have got their own, haven't they? Or how far away is... I'm going to read...
Japan, you've just said
now.
China.
How far away is Japan from China?
Well, it depends on what part of China you're talking about. It's kind of big.
This is a very good point, Darren. Do you need to go on
Where's
some geography?
I don't bloody know. I'm never going to go there, so it doesn't matter.
Good to know.
They're separated by a sea, but
So
like I said, there's like
far away.
The people on maybe the east coast of China, but I don't know exactly how the geography works there.
Anyway,
yeah,
it kind of screwed up one of my questions for our next Jim Hill show. Anyway, because I was going to ask him, seeing as though that Universal used to own Portaventura in Spain, and that Disney have Disneyland Paris in France, is it something Universal would consider in the future of dabbling back in the European market? Hello, answer.
No.
I wonder when it comes to like catering, whether they're going to go with traditional American style fare, or it's going to be
It's vodka. Just vodka.
vodka. Yeah. I was thinking vodka, potatoes, bread, and is it borscht?
I don't know. The thing that I looked at it, and it's actually just... We've talked on this show about the name getting put in for trademark of Wondersea Adventure for the water park. Is this possibly what that name was trademarked for? Everyone's automatically assumed it was for Orlando.
Well, they have, yes.
And they've said there that they're going to put a water park in. I wonder if it's for that.
Yeah.
You wonder, see if it's for that.
Oh, Jesus.
That sounds like another Russian type name. Like Wondersea Park at Galactica Park. You have great fun, yes?
You will have great fun.
You
I
will.
hope we have no listeners in Russia.
I hope we do. I'm sure they'll laugh.
They won't now. They'll have just smashed their iPods.
They'll be laughing at our pathetic attempts at Russian accents.
Ours? That's Darren. It wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody Yankees. It'd be like him off Eastbound and Down, won't it?
No, yeah, the Ukrainian.
Thanks.
But yeah, it just seems
Now that's just...
a strange place to put it for obviously wanting to attract the European market.
Well, the thing is, I think if you get a globe out and look at it, a position where there are major parks in the world, you'd probably find that that's not a bad global position, because there's a lot of Europeans can't afford to travel to the States. You know, you've got, I don't know whether they all go by the same names, like Hungary and Czech Republic and no, that's a city, not the town, not the country. You know, you've got all of your Slavic, Baltic regions. It's, you know, it's a big area. It's a hell of a market.
Is it?
Yes.
The problem with those countries are the people that have money, and the people that don't.
And the people that have money, there's a lot of them, will be going in. I think
there would have been better building it somewhere near a Disney. And piggyback.
Like Darlington, right?
That would have been brilliant, yeah, just down the road. And piggybacking off the travellers already.
DLP? Where there's no space.
In DLP.
That's what I'm saying.
But somewhere near it to piggyback off the fact that people are already going there.
But...
Well, what about down in Spain then? Because aren't Paramount building a park in Murcia? Do it down there.
I don't want to offend any of the Spanish listeners.
Paramount Park is apparently supposed to be going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just want to go somewhere different instead of following everybody else.
Where it's bloody freezing most of the time. That's why it's indoors.
Yeah.
Why don't you just wait and see?
I'm not that bothered. I'll still come to Orlando over going to Russia, I'm afraid. And probably most Russians probably would as well. If they could afford it.
I'd like to go to Russia at some point.
Just to go to Red Square.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm eager to get on to the next one. Not the actual news story, but the bit that needs getting on to. Anyway.
Go on, sure.
So, Darren, this could apply to you. And a few other people, obviously not us, but Universal Orlando is unveiling an exclusive Florida residence offer. This is quite interesting. Me and Tracy were discussing this last night.
Were we?
Yes, we were. It's just in time for guests to experience the next round of new entertainment being created at Universal Orlando during 2012. Universal Orlando's new third day free offer. What? We did discuss this last night.
I kind of vaguely remember you saying it.
Jesus. Darren, do you see what I have to put up with? Listen, this is why I talk podcast 99% of the time. That's why she just switch. She is Universal and switch off.
You don't
is he waffling on about that again?
You don't listen to me. At all.
Anyway.
Domestic.
Universal Orlando's new 3-day free offer gives Florida residents a 2-day...
3-day free?
Sure up. 3rd day free, whatever.
Yeah.
It gives Florida residents a 2-day, 2-park ticket plus a 3rd day free for only $99.
That's not free.
Yeah, but it's obviously... Yeah,
right, the whole thing's $99. That's just worded really wrong. The 3rd day free for only $99.
Plus a 3rd day free.
For only $99.
You get a 2-day, 2-park ticket plus a 3rd day free. Right, whatever. Giving them more value and more time to enjoy everything Universal Orlando has to offer, including the newly relaunched The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. They will also be among the first to experience Universal's Superstar Parade and Universal's Cinematic Spectacular 100 Years of Movie Memories, which we will move on to in just a minute.
Yeah.
Tickets must be purchased online by May 31st and used by June 30th. For more information about Universal Orlando's Resort's 3rd day free offer, visit www.universalorlando.com. Let's talk about the ticket first. I find this quite interesting. Is this something that, I mean, you would go anywhere, Darren, but do you think for people that would possibly only go and spend 2 days at Universal, do you think, I've got a 3rd day free there?
Yeah, definitely. That like basically knocks it down to $33 a day, which is a pretty good deal.
The fact that if you're going to go anywhere, you're probably going to spend 2 days, so people are going to think, oh, well, we'll get that ticket and we can go for an extra day for now.
There's one less Disney ticket we have to buy. Which is probably the thinking behind it.
It's very, I think
it's quite savvy.
Yeah, and it looks like they're using it to fill up that the notorious lull they have in May and the beginning of June before summer starts, after spring break and before summer.
Is that what it is, right?
I've just spotted another reason why I think they're doing it. They will also be among the first to experience the Superstar Parade and Cinematic Spectacular. They're getting people in to spread the word.
Yeah, a quiet time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Entice people in. When we launch this, lots of people see it.
I hope it's good then.
Because people are greedy and see free and will go. I know from experience. I am married to you.
Can't beat free, it's the best price.
Very true. I think, I think it's that as well. Not only fill it up when it's quiet, but get people in, get the word spread.
Yeah, good point. Mm-hmm. Now, moving on. As of recording this on Monday, yesterday was the first test preview for the Cinematic Spectacular 100 Years of Movie Memories. This is going to be interesting. The video has been posted on YouTube by Attractions Magazine. Now, all three... Well, Tracy hasn't watched the whole thing.
I don't want to see the whole thing.
Like a brief sort of bits and bobs. And Darren and I have both watched the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Darren first, because I think I have an idea of what his idea. Darren, what did you think of it?
I thought it was really cool. Everything looks like it went together pretty good. You got Morgan Freeman. You can't lose with that. And basically the whole thing I really liked.
My initial reaction after watching it, I wasn't blown away by it, but I also think it's one of those things that you need to be there.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you saw the diagram for it, and you just got to realize that little bit you saw there was going on up and down the entire length of the lagoon.
Yeah, I don't think it showed up well on camera.
Yeah.
I also didn't realise, at the time when I first sat watching, I'm thinking, right, is this what it is? It's a TV screen at the back with some fountains, and then I actually looked at it properly and went, hang on, that's not a TV screen at the back. Oh,
you didn't realise that was a water curtain?
No, I didn't realise the actual screen at the back that was showing the videos was because it wasn't until there's a few times when it gets windy, and you can see it, and I just thought at that point there was spraying water in front of it, and then I looked at it and I thought, hang on, that's that rig that we've been looking at for the last 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't initially, I know what Tracy's going to say, because I know Tracy well enough now to how her reaction was to it. I thought the music and the fireworks and the clips they picked were brilliant. The minion bit just made, I can't hear the minions laughing without it just making me crease up laughing. It's so infectious. I thought it was okay. I will reserve judgment until I see it properly. But I'd like to see... Well, I know I've actually had a listener tweeted me last night who actually went to see it. And he said... it was Derek Bergen, who eventually might come on. You're going to love the water show if they still have it when you come. But he said something else, because he said, it was pretty good. Let me find it. Big thumbs up. So many great moments to see. Terrific water displays. And who's better than Morgan Freeman at this stuff? So, from somebody who was there, he said it was brilliant. So I think it's sometimes like, well, you know yourself, Tracy, I've tried to take pictures of the Phantasmic with the water jet and they just don't come out.
No.
Right.
We're kind of putting a downer on it, aren't we? People go, I'm not going to go and bloody see it then. Now, Lou, our friend's going, next week? Uh-huh. She's going over to see it, isn't she?
Yeah.
I want her... she's going to come on and do a trip report for us, so I want to actually hear what she says a bit. Now, come on.
What?
Come on.
You're thinking, what I'm going to say?
I thought, obviously not.
Glad you do, because I'm still digesting it. I'm kind of...
You didn't see the whole thing.
No, I did only see a few minutes of it. Initial reactions were underwhelmed. But I like has been said, being there in person is completely different. You're only getting to see one person's viewpoint with that video.
Kind of. It was like a multi-angle thing, but yeah.
And like Darren said, what you've got to remember is this is down the whole length of the lagoon. So that, seeing it from different viewpoints, it's going to be more spectacular in places than others. You know, the technology is great, that water curtain, and I'm sure the colours are a bit brighter.
That's it.
A bit muted.
I think because of the video...
I just found these water jets...
didn't really do a... Yeah.
It's kind of like, right, why have we got them? They're not adding anything to it.
Darren, when you watched it,
I found them a distraction from the main event.
Did you feel they were choreographed to it in any way? You know, the little jets at the side. There's like one that does like a spiral, isn't there, at some point?
Oh, did it? Did not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at points they were, but I mean, like, during some of, like, the clips, they just were going a little bit randomly, but like, I thought that was kind of the cool part about it. It was how they were just shooting randomly, and then, like, at parts where, like, it actually music starts welling up and everything comes to like a culmination at different points. Right. You know, then they all came together in sync and lit up the same color and launched the fireworks out and things. Yeah.
I'll come to the fireworks in a minute.
I feel like we should change this. I feel like it's crap.
No, positives. I mean, I saw a bit where there was a lot of flame on the screen, shall we call it, and there was all the mist that had the orange and red and yellow lights behind it that was stunning.
Where there's like fire. Mm-hmm. At the side as well, that's pretty cool.
Morgan Freeman. You can't miss Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Now y'all are going to see some fireworks pretty soon. Yeah. I want you to stay calm and do not panic.
Now, I don't know whether the clip of fireworks I saw was a particularly bad clip, but it was kind of like...
finale.
That was the finale.
Tracy, you've got to remember where they are.
No, I know.
I'm surprised there's any.
I kind of felt like I was stood in the village green at bonfire night.
Bugger off. You were sat in the living room. You're not sat... You weren't
no, but you don't need to say little... Wee poof. Okay.
No, it wasn't. Jesus.
But I'm reserving judgment. When I see it, then I'll give you a proper informed...
It's still only testing as well. It did seem quite windy I was actually watching the video on my phone, which...
You know, and I've got
a 6-inch screen probably doesn't do it justice either, but
yeah, we actually have been having a front, what I guess is a cold front coming through Florida over the past couple days, and it's been causing some pretty heavy winds, so that could be affecting it.
Yeah, I mean, I had my headphones on listening to it, and it was quite, you could hear the wind at times. That's when I realised it was a water curtain at the back, not a...
Minions, though. You know.
I think
Minions are a winner.
Darren, what was your opinion on the horror section?
Oh, I like it, of course.
From a family's point of view, do you not think it was like...
Well, from what I saw, they didn't show anything particularly nasty. It just seemed to be the characters, which older people who are old enough to see these films legally, they only need to see the character and they'll understand who it is and what it's signifying. It's like they were showing, like... Well, I saw American Werewolf in London. Amazing film. It's like they were showing really nasty bits.
Best bit.
You know me, I would prefer it if they did.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully during Halloween Horror Nights they have a whole different kind of thing going on during that, since they've got the projector and all.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if they do something for Halloween Horror Nights, actually.
Yeah, I'd love to see those things come up like blood fountains and just like clips from horror movies on that projector all night. That would be great. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I thought it was really cool personally, and I really liked that effect during like the horror sequence and one other sequence where they had like a mist and they were projecting onto the mist where they had like the clouds and lightning going off.
That was cool.
Was that where I saw the psycho? Hand? Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So, and I'm sure that to see that live in person is a whole different experience.
Yeah, so, I think we've been a bit negative on it just by going from like watching a crappy. Well,
it wasn't crappy.
No, you know what I mean. It's nothing.
It's not like being there in person.
Of course, it isn't. You've been there all day and you've had a brilliant day, and then watch something like that. It's going to be completely different.
Now, I'm not being positive. I'm not being negative. I am sitting firmly on the fence. That gatepost is wedged there at the moment. You know, I think it shows a lot of promise. I still think it needs some tweaks.
It is only early days.
You know, but good on them for coming up with something that's going to keep people in the park later. And something where you're going to be in there when it's dark. Because it's not often you're in that park when it's dark.
We've never, apart from Halloween Horror Nights, we've never been in that park.
No, so there are a lot of positives, and because I haven't seen it, it's not really negative. It was just obviously seeing it from somebody else's viewpoint, from perhaps not the best vantage point.
He was over by the Back to the Future. Where's the Back to the Future car now, Darren? Is it over like between the
by Hanna-Barbera? I think it's like it's in the alley between Hanna-Barbera and something else there.
Where? Oh.
Where the old Hanna-Barbera building that nothing's been put in.
So
the train,
where the train is, right? Yeah, I know where it is. That's where he was. I know where. That's where he was stood.
We'll just see one person's viewpoint. There'll be other videos come up. We'll check them out, and
I don't know whether I want to. I'll do what we'll say. If
anyone
gets to see it between, because they said they're going to do it select nights between now and the opening on the 8th of May. If anyone else gets to see it, let us know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't want to be down. I want it to be good. That's the thing. I want it to be brilliant. And I think that's the video. I think overall, I think the video just didn't do
I know
it justice.
What was wrong with it for me. There was too much white. I know it sounds stupid, but there was a lot of white, which
you
makes
didn't
it quite
get to
bland.
see the whole thing.
No.
Yeah. Then there is more like they had like all the Simpsons colors just from the beams. You could tell they were referring to the Simpsons, that kind of thing. So,
admittedly, I was supposed to be working at the time I was watching it, so I didn't take that much notice of it because I was trying to do a try-in at the same time. So I'll use that as an excuse. But yes, I'm still excited to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, and I am really excited about the next one here. This was posted recently on Screamscape. The latest rumor to float their way regarding Halloween Horror Nights 2012 seems to indicate that the park may be looking to partner up with far more existing intellectual properties than they have in the past. According to their source, the Alice Cooper theme maze from Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood last year was such a breakaway hit that we may see it copied in Orlando this year. We've already talked about the pending inclusion of Penn and Teller, but there are also rumors claiming that we may see haunts themed to current shows like True Blood and The Walking Dead.
Yes.
I've also heard about some kind of possible creative changes taking place with this year's Bill and Ted show. More info when they hear it.
Yep. We haven't actually talked about the Penn and Teller thing, have we? I mean, that's not something
that gets
we've mentioned,
my
but
blood rushing.
I don't think
we've talked about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Have they actually announced anything yet, or was it just that we know that Penn or Teller, whichever one it was, has been to Universal and talked to them?
No, there was something. I'm certain it was on Twitter as well, because I follow both.
I don't think it's actually been announced.
No,
though.
I'm certain one of them.
Yeah, he came out and said that was a productive interview with Universal or something like that. Nothing's actually been.
No, I could have sworn.
No, not on Universal's side.
Not on Universal, but on Penn or Teller's side. I can't remember which.
They came out and said, so he tweeted something like, that was a productive meeting with Universal.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, surely. Oh no. Okay,
anyway.
I'll shut up because it's not like things report things falsely, is it?
You're the Halloween Horror Night expert. How does this sit with you?
Good. One of my favorite years was the year that they had Freddy, Jason, and Chucky from Child's Play up as the three main characters.
That was.
Couple years.
Was it taken from the silver screen or something?
Yeah.
Definitely had silver screen.
Ripped from the silver screen.
That's the one. Yes.
That was one of my favorite years, and those houses were my favorite houses. But they actually, especially the Leatherface house, it actually instilled that fear in me because I remember watching, Texas Chainsaw Massacre way before I should have, at about 9 years old. With my older sisters watching it on a VHS tape and just getting the wit scared out of me, and then actually seeing them in person right next to me. And they do the costuming great on those particular ones. They get it really true to how they were in the movie.
That's a scare actor job you want, isn't it? Someone like Freddy or Jason or Leatherface.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Because just your look alone just instills the fear in them. Yeah. You don't have to do a whole lot, but anything you do goes way over the edge. So
I'm trying to think about the Alice Cooper house because I listened to Season Pass last year, and the Season Pass did.
I haven't seen anything from it.
Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood, and they did walkthroughs of a lot of the houses. I can't remember whether the Alice Cooper one was one of them or not. Because I know, like, Hollywood tend to do. Most of theirs are based on intellectual properties, whereas Universal Orlando tend to do their own stuff, really, don't they, Darren? I think it's only that 1 year.
Yeah, definitely. And the cool thing about the Hollywood one is why I would definitely want to get over there and check it out sometime is that usually the people that were involved in creating the film or whatever are actually involved in creating the houses as well. Like Alice Cooper was personally involved in creating his house.
Well,
Brilliant.
I know we were like, oh my god, I'd love to go for Hollywood. Last year they did a hostel house and Eli Roth was involved in it.
Yeah, exactly. And Rob Zombie did one as well.
Yeah.
The House of a Thousand Corpses.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and I actually listened to another podcast called The Nerdist with Chris Hardwick, and he was in House of a Thousand Corpses, and he said it was the coolest experience to walk through there and see himself strapped to a table being electrocuted.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm just the input from the people that created it and using actual props from the films and those kind of things just really set it apart in my opinion, and I'd love to see that over here on our side.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead was the bit I read that and went, oh my god, that would be so good. It's so cool.
I'd go just for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can keep True Blood.
Yeah,
about
take True Blood away. As long as it doesn't have Anna Paquin in it, I'll be alright. That's all I care.
You don't
She can be
know
in there
her.
as long as she's naked.
Darren Schmidt.
Well,
I'm not that
What can I
keen on
say?
her. She's
I
bit
think I'm a
weird
little
looking.
grossed out.
Okay.
But no, Walking Dead. Oh, yeah.
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 I love zombies. I used to be like a big vampire fan, and then zombies have taken over now.
Oh,
Yeah.
vampires. are
Actually,
all bad.
speaking of zombies, I do believe in that cinematic spectacular. There was actually a dubba-dubba-dubba-dubba-dubba-dubba from Shaun of the Dead.
Really?
Did I see that, Darren? Did I get that right?
I think so.
I'm
I don't
pretty
know for
sure there wasn't. I remember he dubba-dubba-dubba-dubba-dubba and going, oh my god, I can't believe there's Shaun of the Dead in there.
Shaun of the Dead. That's one of my favourite films.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, definitely excited about it. We'll see what's happening. I do remember too in that survey that they sent me, they did mention something about using, do you enjoy the houses that are based on films?
Right.
So with all these things coming together, it definitely seems like that's what they're shooting for, and I'm all for it.
Excellent, yeah.
Cool.
And also, the Bill and Ted show, some creative changes.
Yeah.
Fresh. I assume it's going to get freshened up, and
I think the reason pop culture is not what it used to be, is
there
it?
isn't really any. It's all bloody reality stars and crap
they
like
get
that, isn't
bored.
it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, and that'll do it for the news of the show. Let's move on to our first interview.
Following on from our interview last year with two of the organisers of the Harry Potter event, LeakyCon, that took place at Universal Orlando Resort, we'd like to cover another Harry Potter event that's taking place at the resort in July.
Yep, the event this time is Ascendio, and it will be hosted at the Los Portofino Bay Hotel from July 12th to July 15th. And to help us talk about the event, we have invited onto the podcast the Chair of Public Relations for the event, Heidi Tandy. Hi, Tandy. Hi, Tandy. Heidi.
I get that all the time. Don't worry about it.
It's because it's like the beginning of your name. Yeah, okay, yeah.
It is. My Heidi is entirely redundant.
Oh, dear. Well, that's broken the ice.
Absolutely.
So, Heidi, to get things started, could you tell us the background of Ascendio and how it has come to be held at Universal Orlando this year, please?
Well, actually, as of next month, we at HPEF will have been working on Harry Potter fan events for 10 years. We started planning our first event back in May of 2002, and we held it at the Swan and Dolphin over by Disney in July of 2003, about 3 weeks after Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix came out. Since then, we've put on 6 other events, and they've been in Toronto and Salem, Massachusetts, and Dallas, Texas, and San Francisco, and in California, and Las Vegas, and another event in Orlando back in 2010 where we held Infinitus, which was the first Harry Potter fan event in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that was about 3 weeks after the Wizarding World opened up, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I've heard of Infinitus.
Yeah.
I listen to Mugglecast quite a lot, so they talk about it quite a bit on there.
Yeah, they did a fantastic podcast from inside the Three Broomsticks, and we're looking forward to doing podcasts again inside the Three Broomsticks in the Wizarding World during our event this year.
Wonderful.
Can we go back a little bit? Why did you have the original one in Disney, which is, I find strange?
Well, we wanted to do something that was easy for people to get to, both people coming from Europe and people from all around the United States. So, of course, flying into Orlando is pretty easy from almost everywhere in the U.S.
Makes perfect sense.
And because at that point, I mean, this was 2002. Nobody had any idea that 5 years down the line, Universal was going to announce this amazing thing. And a lot of people had never really had traditional British food before. So we figured, hey, why not do it somewhere that we have easy access to the UK pavilion at Epcot?
Good idea.
Does make a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we did. And they let us come in our wizarding robes to our event over on, over in the international area of Epcot. And we had this fantastic dinner that got rained out, but it was an interesting experience at the time, and it was fun. And, the Swan and Dolphin were fantastic. We've always had a great time being in Orlando.
Who doesn't?
Yes. Yeah, very true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know we spoke briefly before we started recording. It was something we were going to bring. A listener actually messaged us and asked us, how did Universal come to host Ascendio? And obviously we had a discussion, and it was more that you approached them, but you said there's quite a bit of story of how you ended up coming to work with Universal and stuff. So would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Back in late May of 2007, I'm also involved in a Harry Potter fan fiction site called Fictionally. It's been around for about 11 years, and we host just a massive amount of Harry Potter fanfic. But Warner Brothers has been fantastic. I mean, really going back to 2003, 2004 with the fan sites, and has invited us to stuff. So when they were about to announce something, and nobody had any idea until we sort of hacked the website, nobody had any idea what was about to be announced. We just knew that it was going to be something. And the last Harry Potter book was going to be coming out that summer. And, we only had a couple more movies left to go. And we were a bunch of us website people were invited to participate in a webcast. And about couple hours before it actually happened, we found out where the domain name was registered for, and it was registered by Universal. So we were like, oh, we know what this is going to be. So we were involved in this podcast, and it was, I guess, at midnight UK time. And it was fantastic. We got to find out that there was going to be a park, although we had zero details at that point. And I basically picked up the phone that day, called over to Universal, got in touch with the convention office at both the Royal Pacific, what turned out to be the Royal Pacific Hotel because it had the largest convention space, and salespeople over at Universal itself, and said, we would love to do a Harry Potter event there. Couple people from Universal came up to our next event, which was taking place in August up in Toronto, and that was our event Prophecy. And it was our first outside of the U.S. event. It was a load of fun, and came up, got to meet a lot of the team, and by that point we had already signed a deal with the Royal Pacific to bring a Harry Potter fan con in the summer of 2010. Now at that point everybody thought that the Wizarding World was going to be opening 3, 5, 7, 8 months earlier than it actually did.
As we said before we started recording here, we expected it to be open when we went last time.
Exactly. But because we always try to have our events in the summer, other than one that we had in 2005 in the fall, which was fantastic, but it just works out for people's schedules that it's better to do something in the summer. So we had decided to do it in July, and all we knew was that it had to open by the end of the spring, so we thought we were being safe. 3 weeks before our event, it finally opened. I managed to get up there for the grand opening weekend and for one of the sneak previews because I live in Florida anyway, so I had a vague sort of idea of the layout of the space about 3 weeks before we actually had 1,600 people hosted in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And now we're coming back and we're doing it again. And having just been at Universal really in the Wizarding World 3 times in the last 2 weeks, like I said, I'm from South Florida. I mean, it's amazing being there when it's crowded. It's amazing being there and getting to go through, the castle filled with people who may not have experienced it yet, and people who, may have only just the vaguest knowledge of Harry Potter and who are there just to experience an amazing ride. But there's nothing like walking through Hogsmeade with a free butterbeer in your hand and seeing all your friends in costume or wearing their Fanish t-shirts or just, chilling with everybody who some of them they've met online, some of them you only see once a year at the fan cons. And it's walking through Hogsmeade and feeling like either a real Hogwarts student or a Hogwarts alum, depending on your age. And it's just full of people and people who you want to know and people who you have so many things in common with and people who you want to discuss things with. And then you get in line for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, for the Forbidden Journey, for the signature ride, and everybody in the line is singing Snape, Severus Snape.
That's our daughter's favourite song.
Yes.
And people who are walking to it are singing Star Kid and singing Going Back to Hogwarts. And it's just an amazing experience to be able to be a part of something like that.
It certainly sounds it. Like I say, I mean, there's no better place.
Oh,
actually, there's a question I want to get to when we get to the end of this, but do you want to talk us through a few of the events that you've got going on? Because I say we interviewed Devon and Edward from LeakyCon last year, and I explained to you before we started, it kind of went over our heads a little bit, especially when Hunter, who was our proper Harry Potter geek, really sort of went into his own, and obviously we were hoping to have him here, but he's busy. Yeah. But if you sort of for us, we're newbies, sort of explain it to us.
Well, there's a couple things that are universal to all of the HPEF events. We actually had one of the very first Wizard Rock concerts at our 2003 event, a band called the Switchblade Kittens, who had written an ode to Harry Potter, in other words, a song sung by Ginny Weasley, and they performed, I think, the first night of our very first con. We've had fan films at all of our events, at the very least since the second, which basically means that fans have written and cast and produced and edited a film about some aspect of Harry Potter. This year we're going to have some serious Black-centric things, and we're going to have some things that are inspired by the books, and I think there's something Regulus Black-centric. Again, there's always just a fantastic variety of fanish creativity.
Obviously, we've had stuff that people would have liked to have been expanded in the books to go out and do it themselves.
Exactly, and we get a lot of backstory. We've had a major focus on fan fiction since our very first event, and we always have either fanfic readings and fanfic discussions, but this time we're also having a lot of editors and agents and authors from who have best-selling novels and fantastic YA novels and fantasy novels, professionally published, all people who are with large publishing houses. We have Amy Carter coming, and Beth Revis, who's Across the Universe has just been a smash hit. Amy's newest book, Goddess Interrupted, just came out in the end of April. We have Veronica Roth, whose Inception and series is, I think her next book is coming out in the beginning of May, so she's going to be there, and it's just going to be a fantastic conglomeration of authors who haven't been to an HPEF event before. We're also having a couple of repeats. Lev Grossman, who is a novelist, The Magicians and the Magician King, who was also at our 2009 event, is coming back this year, and we're absolutely looking forward to seeing him. Michelle Hodkin, this is also going to be her first time, as is Kaza Kingsley is expecting to come as well. We have a couple more announcements that we haven't been able to make yet. For people who are authors who are developing, who either don't have an agent yet or may have not really thought about, how to move from writing fan fiction or writing for their own pleasure, but who want to become published with something that's an original novel. We're going to have a bunch of agents there, and we're going to be hosting pitch sessions where you can pitch a completed novel to one of the agents who's going to be there. There's one person who overlaps. She's an author with a book coming out in 2013. She's also an agent, so we're going to have that.
Excellent.
You got Tracy pulling faces here. She's an aspiring writer, so she's like, I'm
on that cusp at the moment of, yeah.
Well,
anyway.
It's going to be fantastic. And I mean, we also have people whose focus is more adult novels. And, you know, this was something that we had planned even before 50 Shades of Grey came out, which is, you know, a novel that was inspired to some degree by Twilight fan fiction. The person who wrote it had written Twilight alternate universe fanfic and transmogrified it. And we're going to be having people who have more of a focus on adult stories as well, who are going to be participating in Ascendio. We also have, as I said, Wizard Rock is going to be a major component, basically all types of fan creativity. We're going to be having both the Hillywood Show, which is a pair of girls, sisters, Hilly and Hannah Hindi, who do these adorable parodies. They're probably most well known for their Twilight ones, but they have a Hunger Games one coming out pretty soon. But we have them because last summer they did an absolutely fantastic and brilliant spoof of Deathly Hallows featuring Dancing Voldemort to Rebecca Black's Ubiquitous Friday, and it's fantastic.
Right.
And we also have a bunch of members of Team Starkid who are going to be there. We're going to be doing something that we've never done before. Instead of just showing a Harry Potter musical, which we did in Infinitus, and actually we did at Azcatraz back in 2009 when they all sat on the floor and played acoustic guitar for 2 hours. It was so much fun. It's on YouTube. You can find it. So this time we're going to be showing a Harry Potter musical, but the cast members, some of them are going to be doing commentary while we're watching the movie. So you'll be able to watch the movie, but also hear their thoughts about it. We may pause it a couple times for more extensive discussion. There may be, you know, all types of commentary about creating and working on and the aftermath of putting this absolutely adorable and fantastic and clever project up.
Good idea. Put a different spin on watching the same thing.
Exactly. There's nothing like watching it with the people who did it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As some of my friends experienced back in 2005 at the Witching Hour when they were watching Chamber of Secrets, because we were showing the movie just for people to wander in and out. And Chris Rankin walks in and sits behind some friends of mine. He plays Percy in the movie and starts whispering to them during the stuff. And then we did it again. Actually, they were showing Half-Blood Prince at the pool during Infinitus. And Chris was back at Infinitus. He's coming back, of course, for Ascendio this year. But he was at Infinitus, and he was doing a massive amount of just commentary to anybody who was in the pool while we were watching it the last night of Infinitus back in 2010. He's a hoot.
He does a lot of the Harry Potter events, doesn't he? I know from...
Yeah.
I know it says on the website that you got... I know he was there, and there was a few... possible that you hadn't had announced yet. Have you had anybody else?
There's nothing that I can announce at this point as of when we're recording this, but people should definitely check the website, which is at hp2012.org, and check our Twitter, which is at HPEF, so that they can see what we've announced between our recording of this and when it goes live, or whenever you listen to this, because people are going to be listening to this in May.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
We'll reiterate those addresses at the end.
Fantastic.
I mean, one of the things that would probably really stand out, especially for people listening to our podcast, would be the event that you've got in the park. Can you tell us about that? That's actually in the Wizarding World.
Well, one of the cool things about our park event is that it is just us. And the other fantastic thing about it is that you can wear costumes. There are some guidelines. There are some rules. They're up on our website at hp2012.org. If you click on the Our Park event icon in the top right-hand side, you'll get to see all the information about it. You can scroll down and see the precise costume rules from Universal. But basically, you can dress up like a character from the films. You can dress up like a character from the books. You can dress up like the wizard who you've always wanted to be, the witch who you know that you are, future, post epilogue, back in the days of Salazar Slytherin, people who you think from other, universes and other canons who might possibly also be wizards. Not to say that I think someone is coming as a magical Sherlock this year in Read the Law, but that might be happening. And you're allowed to do it only for our event.
That's
So
excellent.
I find it quite
Makes it
amusing
even more special.
on the costume policy that it says no live animals will be allowed.
yeah,
Well-
we had a situation back in 2008 where somebody brought a snake.
Oh. We keep pet rats. We used to have a Scabbers, actually.
We did.
Bringing our pet rats in, but I mean, to get the Wizarding World how many people, do you know how many people it's limited to?
Well, we're capped this year. For our last time we were capped, I think, at 1,600. This year, I think we're capped at more like 1,200. But I never, just speaking sort of off the side, I never know if that includes like our special guests or not. So it's somewhere in the 1,200 range.
Which
but
sounds
basically,
a lot of people, really. But when you think, I mean, obviously we haven't been yet, but I know from all the research we've done that thing gets packed to the rafters, and 1,200 people once it's spread out in the area isn't that many.
No, I mean, I don't know, I don't even remember the exact measurements, but when we were talking about this last time, we knew the numbers of how many people could be taken through Forbidden Journey between the line and the ride at any given minute. And basically this means that if you get in line at, 9:30, 10 o'clock, because we get access to the park from 8 o'clock on. So you should be able to ride the Forbidden Journey 4 or 5 times. Last time, one of my children decided that he didn't want to ride the Forbidden Journey. He wanted to set a hippogriff record.
Okay.
48 rides later.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because that's all you do. You walk through the line. You duck under because there's nobody there. You run through the line. You get on. 90 seconds later, you get off. You take a minute and a half to run around again, and you do it.
That's amazing.
In about 3 hours, he managed to do pushing to 50 rides. I think he's going to try and break the 50 this time. But I know people who went on Dueling Dragons 10 times. Not in a row. They make you get off and walk around.
Yeah.
But really pretty close. And there's nothing better than hanging out in the 3 broomsticks with your friends.
I'm sure.
There's nothing.
Sorry, go on.
There's nothing more fantastic than knowing that there's not going to be a line for butterbeer.
So I assume the 3 broomsticks is going to be open during the park event as well.
Well, it's going to be open for sitting in. The full menu is going to close around 10 o'clock or so, but we're going to have other food options going on as well. There's going to be desserts, and of course you can, get the desserts, the amazing, chocolate cauldrons and cauldron cakes, and the treacle fudge and Hagrid's rock cakes and all that jazz. And I think the ice cream as well, of course.
Yes.
Are they running Ollivanders for you? Do you know?
We are going to be having Ollivanders open. And really, because there are so few kids at this event, I'm not going to say none. I mean, there are some people who bring younger kids to this. But there are so few kids at it that the adults are the ones who are going to get to be the ones who the wands choose.
Brilliant.
See, that's something that generally never happens, does it, as well? So that's pretty cool.
And I've noticed you've got some workshops as well going on.
We do. Back at the hotel, separate from Night of 1,000 Wizards, we're having writing workshops and crafting workshops and art workshops, and I may be doing a vitting workshop if I can manage to squeeze the time.
I really want to steampunk my wand.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
It really does sound like it's going to be a blast.
Can I just hop back to Night of 1,000 Wizards for a second?
Of course you can, yeah.
Okay. Tickets, the best price on the tickets is obviously if you have a full registration or a one-day registration for the event. And our one-day registrations start at $50. But we are also going to be opening up sales for Night of 1,000 Wizards that are going to be combined with a different kind of ticket that gives you access to the common room and the vendor room and the Quidditch pitch for the day on Friday. Right. And those are going to be going on sale for $155 each, and it includes access to the park from 8 o'clock on. It includes dinner. It includes butterbeer. It includes other desserts, and just the fantastic experience of being in there with no crowds until about 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's brilliant.
Cool.
And that's great value.
So, I mean, I'm just looking at the registration there, because it's split into certain... Like your park event's $140, then you can add this, that, and the other on. But the full registration to get everything's $225, isn't that? Yeah.
That actually doesn't get you everything.
Right.
The $225 gets you 2 feasts, access to all the programming, access to most everything that's going on over at the hotel, all the fan films, all the programming sessions, the ability to do the agent pitch, all of the workshops that we're doing, and access to the art gallery and the vendor room, the ability to play Quidditch, the ability to play water Quidditch if we end up getting authorization to do that, and pretty much everything that's going on at the hotel that's not an extra ticket event. It includes some of the Star Kids stuff, one of the panels, the Potions Master Corner show that is going to be going on. But it doesn't include, we're having a keynote luncheon on Saturday, and that's an amazing meal. So there's an additional cost for that. There's an additional cost for some of the Star Kids stuff, but pretty much everything that you could want to do back at the hotel is included with that $225 thing, minus a couple of the side things. Yeah. The park event is $140 above and beyond that. We do have something called Merlin Circle, and that is all-inclusive. It includes all the Star Kid, it includes the park event ticket, it includes the feasts, it includes an additional cocktail reception on Friday night, and that's a higher price, but that's mostly for people who want to get a guaranteed seat for absolutely everything, because we reserve the first couple rows. It's for people who want to make a donation built into their event registration, stuff like that.
Yeah, I just realised I've read it wrong, because it's $225 and everything with an X on it's included, and then everything else is the extra cost. Yeah.
That $225 is actually going up on not February. It's going up on May 1st.
Right. Excellent. Is there anything that we've missed that you feel is important to be mentioned?
Oh, this is just, it's having done so many of these and having done these for so many years, it's just fantastic to be able to organize something that is so enjoyable to so many people from the fandom. And for a lot of people, this is their first opportunity to discover what the Harry Potter fandom is all about. Yeah. We have people every year for whom this is their first fan experience ever, or they've participated a bit. They've listened to podcasts. They read some Twitter feeds. They may be on Tumblr or on LiveJournal. They may just be a lurker on forums like Harry Potter for Grown-Ups. Yeah. But this is a chance to sort of experience all of the magic of the Harry Potter fandom all together as one thing. And it's constant. I mean, every minute of the day from 9 o'clock in the morning until really 1 o'clock in the morning, there are at least 3 or 4 things going on at any given time. And it's sometimes kind of hard to choose what you want to do. And it's just such an amazing experience to get to participate in something like this, whether you're a lurker or you're coming from another fandom, or you're a longtime Harry Potter fandomer and this is your first time going to something, or if this is your 8th Harry Potter fan event or 10th Harry Potter fan event, or your 15th, frankly, because there are people who've gone to multiple fan cons and things like MuggleNet's release parties in New York and Books of Wonder and things that Whimsic Alley has done out in California, or Comic-Con. And this is just everything that's fantastic about the fandom all rolled up in 4 days of magic. Plus, you've got the Wizarding World right there. So you can go in, you can get a butterbeer at 8 o'clock in the morning and have butterbeer for breakfast if you're staying in the hotel, and can take advantage of our amazing $210 a night rate.
That is amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
Because we've priced up, we're looking to stay in one of the hotels the next time we come over, and it was a lot more than that.
And that's for quad occupancy at the Portofino Bay, which is, I mean, all the hotels are gorgeous, but the rooms at the Portofino Bay are also a little bit bigger.
Yes. Fabulous.
So it's a fantastic way to get to experience the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It's a fantastic way to get to experience the magic of the Harry Potter fandom and either get a taste of it by coming for a day, or come and stay for the entire thing. A guy who's become my friend over the last year or so, his name's Keith. He lives in Orlando, Florida. He came to Infinitus for a day, and it was his first Harry Potter fan experience. And he's now started this amazing fan site called My Hogwarts. And it's got I think, like 40 or 50,000 members who are waiting to get into it once it passes the beta period. And it's just a fantastic way to get to really enjoy the Harry Potter universe online. And part of the reason he did it was because he had an amazing experience at Infinitus.
Excellent.
Actually, I'm just going to a quick question. Obviously, something that's a bit more relevant to the podcast as well. Over the 4 days, is there any downtime for people to be able to go and experience the Universal parks as well?
Well, honestly, on Sunday, we have a feast in the morning, and there may be some like remaining fan films being shown, and then we have an auction of art and other fan creativity that takes place after that. But really, Sunday is a fantastic time for people to go and enjoy the parks. We also try not to start anything until 9 o'clock in the morning, because that gives people who are staying in the hotel, which of course many of our attendees are, a chance to get up at 7:30 in the morning, go be at the park when it opens, whether that's 7:30 or 8 this summer for hotel guests. Obviously, we don't know yet.
It's usually 8. It's normally an hour early, I think.
Yeah, but there were times last summer and then again over the holidays last year where it was actually the park open to everybody at 8 o'clock, so you could get in at 7.
Brilliant.
I'll hang my head in shame.
Yes.
So, we're expecting that people will, go get up ridiculously early or not have gone to sleep the night before. I mean, that happened last time. People went to Night of a Thousand Wizards, came back to the hotel at 2:30 in the morning and hunkered down, watched one or two of the movies, got up, left the hotel at 7 o'clock in the morning, and were the first people back in the park.
Wow.
So, it was basically a 5-hour turnaround that they weren't in there. And then they were back.
I mean, the reason I asked that is obviously with everybody staying in the hotels, it seems such a shame to have the room key cards with the unlimited express pass on as well and not use them in the parks. It's ideal for them just to be able to go and blast through everything else as well and not have to stand in the lines to experience the rest of what Universal and Islands of Adventure has to offer as well.
Exactly. And we have good lunch breaks and we have downtime in the late afternoons. And there's not necessarily going to be something that everybody wants to do at every minute. So you can take those bits of time. I mean, Thursday is very, very Wizard Rock and author quill track centric. So if you want to, we have a lot of people who are arriving on Wednesday and the Wizard Rock isn't going to be starting, I don't think, until about noon or 1 o'clock. So you've got 4 or 5 great hours on Thursday morning to go and be in the park and experience it, and then come back for a little bit.
Cool. Yeah. Sounds really cool. I'm just thinking, right, how can I get there? It's on my list now. This is something I need to do.
Well, go and do your math and think about the fact that you're going to be saving, $100, $125 per night on the hotel to come for us versus any other time that you're going to be coming.
And if we don't bring the kids...
Yeah, that's more...
That'll be even better. So if people want to attend, where's the best place for them to go about registering for Ascendio?
Well, the best thing to do is come to the website, which is hp2012.org. And all the information is right up there. The top of the website has the link directly to registration if you don't want to read anything before you decide to do it. We have some of our special events up on the upper right-hand side, the Quill Track, the park event, the Team Star Kit, and we have the extremely important Ascendio for newbies. So if you've never been to one of our events, it's a terrific thing to read because you'll get to see a summary of a lot of what we're going to be having this year. If you want to play Quidditch, if you want to, pitch your book to an agent, if you want to learn how to draw your own Snape, if you want to find out how to make, your own version of a pygmy puff out of yarn, all of that is stuff that you can do at Ascendio. And of course, you have access to the amazing Wizarding World and all the other wonderful stuff at Universal. I mean, I was up there yesterday and I got to go on Spider-Man's post-reboot for the first time and it was fantastic. And I also think that some people are planning little field trips over to the former Jaws area just to see if anything's going on.
Yeah, make sure they don't take a lighter. There was a big gas leak there.
Yeah.
I've dated this now, haven't I?
You have, yes. Just quickly before I forget, is there a deadline for registration?
Well, the registration rate is going to go up not inconsiderably as of May 1st.
Right.
So registering in April is definitely recommended, but the price of the park tickets is steady. That's not changing. The price of the keynote lunch is not changing. Obviously, all these things could sell out, but as long as they haven't sold out, then those prices are going to be the same. We are running out of hotel rooms.
Right.
So if people want to come and stay, then calling and making your hotel room reservation now is a very good idea. And then you can, register anytime this month. And as long as we haven't sold out of the park event or some of the other add-ons, you'll be able to add those on too. We close online registration in June because we need to print everything out and put the registration packets together and organize everything and drive it all down from the Northeast to Orlando. So, last time we had a couple of one-day passes available on site for people, but it's always a bit of a chancy thing.
Before we wrap up, I'm going to ask a quick question. Now, as we know, I'm going to update this completely now, that the new Warner Brothers tour opens tomorrow. Have you any any things in the works to possibly hold an event there?
Good question. Please say yes. We can make that one.
Honestly, we would absolutely love to do something in London. We've worked with groups that have done Harry Potter fan events in the UK before, and it's something that we would be absolutely all over in theory. But we really just want to get through this year's event before we start trying to figure things out. And honestly, part of it is because none of our team are in the UK, and I was actually supposed to be there for the grand opening, but family commitments kept me stateside. So once we've had a chance.
Yeah, I was going to say the logistics of organising something from 4,500 miles away.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know trying to organise this interview has been hard.
Yes, but it was fantastic once we did it, so thank you.
Yes. Well, Heidi, would you like to say thank you very much for coming on and letting us and the listeners know all about Ascendio? We've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm sure the listeners have as well. So thanks again for joining us, and we truly hope you have a very successful event.
Thank you guys so much, and we really hope to see you there.
Me too.
Well, keep me posted.
Yeah.
Thanks, Heidi.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Brian, the Coaster Junkie. I'm calling you from Universal's Islands of Adventure. I'm currently sitting at Wimpy's eating a hamburger, overlooking Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges ride and watching everybody get soaked there. Can't understand why people would want to wear a poncho on a water ride, but oh well, it's what they want to do. I did do the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. I did it twice. It was so incredibly well done. It's wow, incredible. I mean, you could really kind of tell the texture of Spider-Man's suit. Dr. Octopus looks more like he did in the film. It was really, really incredible. I even saw Stan Lee at the end. But anyway, hope you guys are having fun over there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Continuing on our Harry Potter theme for this show, we're glad to be joined by someone who recently took part in an amazing tour of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
The person in question is our great friend and sponsor, Heather. Hi, Heather, and welcome finally to the show.
Hi.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here.
We're glad to have you on.
Definitely. With like lots of emails and Twitters and stuff and finally get to chat.
I was going to say, it's about
Absolutely.
time.
Yes.
It is.
It's so funny because you feel like you know someone and then you realize, oh, I've never actually spoken to them.
Heather, why don't you take it away and tell us all about your experience on the tour?
Sure. Well, it was about almost 3 weeks ago now. I went along with several of the other agents from Destinations in Florida because that is the agency that we all operate under. A group of us went over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and other parts of Islands of Adventure as well for a VIP tour. And we were escorted by a couple of team members throughout the tour. They kind of walked us from the gates of the park all the way through Marvel Superhero Island. We walked through Jurassic Park, so definitely got some other tidbits along the way as well that were interesting. And then walked into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
That seems quite interesting that they took you that way around, because Hunter, who's not with us tonight, always complains that the only way you can do the Wizarding World is to go through Zeus Landing and through the proper entrance.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was late in the day. We went in the evening at about, I would say it was about 6 p.m. when we went over there. And one of the tips that we always give our guests is when you're going to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is try to go, if at all possible, later in the day. Mm-hmm. Everybody always likes to go in first thing in the morning and be the first one there. Well, it sounds counterintuitive, but it's actually better to go later in the day, late afternoon, early evening, depending on when the parks close, of course. Yeah. But you definitely want to go later in the day. And I witnessed this myself. We walked right through, and it was not crowded at all. Of course, there's always going to be certain parts where you see a line of people. For example, Ollivanders has a line, but it really is a big difference than going earlier in the day. Right. I can tell you that the ride for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey was less than 30-minute wait.
That is short.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that doesn't convince you, I don't know how else I can convince you. It really does make a difference to go late in the day. So I think that's why we kind of took that route. The other reason we took that route is because we did have a chance to ride on the newly reopened Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man ride, which was awesome experience as well.
I bet.
Excellent. I know.
Yeah, so we actually, even though we didn't come in the quote-unquote main entrance, we did have a chance to walk over to that side and kind of see the gate and walk through that way as well and just see the train, the steam engine, kind of there smoking, and there's a conductor in front doing photo ops with everybody. So we did get to walk around the full the full area.
Yeah.
Per se.
Excellent. I'm just wondering if they took you in that way because it was a behind-the-scenes tour.
Maybe.
So take you in the back way.
Is this a tour that anybody can do, Heather, or is it just...
there is a tour available, a VIP tour available that you can pay a little bit extra for. Yeah. As part of your experience. This is the only time I've ever done this, so I don't know if it's exactly the same as what we got to do. Right. But I would say if you're a really big fan of Harry Potter, as I know a lot of the listeners are, it's definitely, I think, and it does include other parts of the park as well. It's definitely something that's worth doing because you get a lot of little tidbits along the way. For example, when we walked through Jurassic Park, the team members told us that, it's actually not, that section of the park is actually not based on the movie. It's actually based on the novel by Michael Crichton.
I didn't know that.
So, so there was something, and we all said the same thing, like, wow, we did not know that. So, you get some really interesting trivia along the way as you're doing it. So I definitely, if you're a really big fan, I would recommend adding that on to your vacation package. And that's something that we can do very easily for you.
Plug.
Quite rightly so.
Now, I heard, I think it was Jim Hill talking recently, that he went on one. Now, I'm not sure whether it was the same one, but he said that he got taken through the queue for the Forbidden Journey, and they pointed out the reference, or the sort of bits that reference the books and the movies in the queue. Is that something that you did?
Yes, they actually did take us through the queue and pointed out, I mean, for those of you who haven't been there yet, there are a lot of, walking through the castle is an experience in itself. So even if you don't want to ride Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey for whatever reason you can't, or you just don't want to, or maybe you have young children with you, you still have an opportunity to tour the castle. So all you have to do is ask a team member that's standing nearby, whether they're right outside or maybe somewhere else nearby. Just ask them, and they will tell you when the next tour starts.
Cool. I think I've heard of that. It's called they just call it the Castle Tour, surprisingly enough.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely worth doing. There's a lot of interactive artwork on the walls inside the castle. And you know, I don't want to give away too much, but it's definitely an experience that you want to go through. Especially for fans of the books and the movies. All of the main characters are involved with various points as you're walking through the castle. There's a lot of cinematography involved. Like I said, there are a lot of interactive artwork on the walls. So definitely keep your eyes open at all times. And just the ambiance of walking through there, you know, you just feel like you're somewhere else. You know, it's definitely, you feel like you're kind of stepping into the movie or into the book before you even get to the ride itself.
It's good to know that they've themed it to the books as well, because they could have quite easily just referenced the films.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what you'll find is it's probably a good combination, and various attractions and rides are different, but you'll kind of, I think, get a good feeling going through here. I think J.K. Rowling was kind of involved, or at least her people were, when they were designing this. So they've done a really good job of it, of keeping it authentic.
Apparently she was very involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We heard that she was there about a week before it opened, telling people to paint the moss in a particular way on the castle and stuff. Oh, okay. She's very protective of her baby.
And quite rightly so.
Yeah, and I definitely think you'll see that when you go there. For those of you who haven't been there, and even for those of you who have been there, it really is something very, very unique, unlike anything you've probably experienced before at a theme park. So they've done an incredible job of keeping it authentic, and just right down to the little details of the area of Hogsmeade. It's just incredible what they've done. And even if you're not a fan of Harry Potter, I mean, I think you'll appreciate what's there.
Right.
Yeah, and I definitely, like I said, if you're not able to ride Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, definitely take advantage of the castle tour.
Right.
Yeah, I think we really should do that with having the podcasts and all.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be wrong not to.
A live recording.
And, even if you're, if you are riding it, you're going to automatically get that kind of walkthrough anyway as you're queuing up for the ride. But it is always good to get the extra kind of information, I think. Yeah.
Especially if you're a geek fan, like we are.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
So it's very cool what they, kind of the special effects in there are very, very cool. So I think you'll enjoy that a lot.
So, Heather, were you given any secrets that you can share?
In terms of the castle, I think the fact that you can take the tour is one of the, bigger secrets we were told. The other big secret is, of course, what I told you already, in that you should go later in the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, if you do have a Harry Potter package, which I get this question a lot with my guests, what I recommend is, because when you get a Harry Potter package, breakfast at the Three Broomsticks is included.
Right.
Fabulous.
For one day of your stay. So a lot of times people are already there. And so what I tell folks is, okay, go into the park for your hour early, because you get an extra hour in the parks.
Yeah.
Go into, you can go to Wizarding World if you want to during that early hour. It's usually 8 to 9 a.m. Go there, enjoy the Wizarding World while there are less crowds there. Then we'll schedule your breakfast for 9 a.m. At Three Broomsticks, because we can do that, 9 or 9:30. Let us schedule that. Enjoy your breakfast. Enjoy the show that goes on in the Three Broomsticks, because you never know who's moving around upstairs in the inn.
Excellent.
So there's a whole other experience right there while you're having your breakfast. And your breakfast is also pre-reserved, which is great. Other times of day, when you go for lunch or dinner, it's actually not pre-reserved. It's just first come, first served, quick service.
Right.
So it's really great. Just kind of take a load off and go enjoy the rest of the park for the rest of the day. And, 4 or 5 o'clock come around, come back over to the Wizarding World and enjoy it again or see what you didn't see earlier in the day. Yeah. That's what I recommend to guests who want to spend a lot of time there so that you don't have to deal with a lot of crowds.
Yeah, I also guess it's a benefit in doing early and later in the day because the sun's in a different position. So the place will look different as well.
Yeah, especially in Florida where the hot sun can be very overwhelming at times. It's definitely good to keep that in mind as well. Yeah. Part of the queue for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey is outside.
Yeah.
So not the entire queue, but part of it is outside especially when the line gets longer. They put some of the queue outside. So that's another good reason to go later in the day or during the extra early hour because you probably won't have to do that. Because when we were there, we just walked right through. And we walked through kind of adjacent to the regular line. So we saw where everybody was standing who was on the regular line, and they were not outside at that time of day.
Right. I know from what we've heard that they are planning at some point to put Express Pass as part of it, which it currently isn't.
Correct. That is correct. The only way around that is there is a single rider option. Yeah. So you can go if you don't really care about riding with your party. You can go do that, which will save you a bit of time to do that.
I was going to say,
there are only 4 seats in each ride vehicle, just so you know. Yeah. So that might also make a difference in whether you decide to do the single rider option or not, because it's possible if your party's larger than 4, it may not matter because you won't be in the same vehicle anyway.
Yeah.
That's a really good tip.
I know it's quite possible even doing the single rider line, if there's 2 of you, that you could end up riding together.
It's possible.
Because me and our oldest Raymond, we went and did Rip Ride Rocket last time, and we did the single rider line, and we still ended up sitting next to each other.
Oh, great.
Which was pretty good. Even though we still queued for an hour and a half in the single rider line.
Really?
Yeah, it broke down for 45 minutes in the middle of it, as it always does.
Yeah, I think with roller coasters, sometimes that's unfortunately...
That one always does.
What happens, yeah.
It's never been
actually, the Dueling Dragons was actually shut down when we were there as well.
Really?
So I don't know what the reason was, but it was temporarily shut down.
I don't think that'll be there much longer.
No, I do think its days are numbered, unfortunately.
Did they happen to... I know the answer's probably going to be no, but I'm going to ask it anyway. I don't suppose anybody dropped any hints as to what's going over in the other park, did they?
We tried to ask about that. And
good.
Unfortunately, no dice. But as soon as I hear something, I will be happy to share that with you.
The rumours are all over the place, and I think everybody knows what it's going to be. We're just waiting for Universal to announce it, and they're just not going to.
Yeah, really, that was the same discussion that I heard snippets of while we were there. And it was just amongst us, but it was really just, that was the speculation that it was going in those same areas that you've already discussed.
So go on then, Heather, I'm going to ask, what's your opinion on, do you think it's a good idea if they expand the Wizarding World into Universal, or do you not think it's a good idea?
I would like to understand. I mean, I think more in this case is better because people clearly love it, and it's just a huge draw to the park. And it's a huge draw in general to Universal Orlando. I mean, I get requests all the time, and the first thing people are saying to me is, I want to go see Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Not that I want to go to Universal Orlando, it's I want to go to Harry Potter. I want to see Harry Potter. And, even if they're going to Disney World, because, we're actually authorized Disney vacation planners and Universal Parks and Resort specialists. We're trained in both, so we specialize in both. Even if I'm booking someone on a Disney vacation, I hear the same feedback. I want to go see Harry Potter. How do I do that? Yeah. And, we actually have a ticket that if you are staying at Disney World will include transportation over to Universal Orlando. And it's very easy to do. It's a Mears shuttle that will come and pick you up at your Disney resort and take you over to Universal for the day. And then you go back to your resort.
That's lovely. That's really good for people to know.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's really, I've actually done it myself. I've experienced it myself. I was there in September and we used the shuttle 2 days in a row, actually. And it was very, very easy. All you have to do is call them the day before, reserve a pickup time. They show up right at the front door of your resort. You can't even get easier than that in terms of door-to-door service. And then it takes you over to there's actually a bus staging area as you're walking into Universal before you get to City Walk. So it's like the closest to the entrance of City Walk that you could possibly get. So it's actually even closer than some of the parking areas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's really good information. Thanks, Heather.
Yeah, and then you just either, you pick which, and it's actually, just so folks know, it's a park-to-park ticket that it comes with. So you can actually either go for one day and hop between the two parks, or you can go for 2 days and hop, depending on what's going on in either park that day. But it is a park-to-park ticket, so it allows you to experience as much as you can while you're over there. Back to your question. I mean, I actually think it's a great idea. I'm very curious to see how it's going to work in terms of moving between the two parks.
I've got another question for you that actually you've got about the right person to ask.
I just want to butt in and just say, as a protest, if it does become Harry Potter in that section as well, I will only go in there wearing my Jaws t-shirt. As a protest.
I'm sure you won't be the only one.
No. On the back of you saying that, Heather, if they do make it that and the rumoured Hogwarts Express between the two,
right? Being
a ticket agent, how do you think the tickets will work?
That is very interesting, because theoretically you would have to have a park-to-park ticket to go between the two parks, unless they have some system they're putting into place where they only allow you to stay in that section of the park. And I could see something like that coming as well, where it's, maybe there are team members standing by the exits of Amity or whatever area this ends up in. Maybe there are team members standing there and they make sure that you don't leave that section.
I mean, we've speculated on the podcast for quite a while. It's like if someone's only bought like a 1 day, 1 park ticket, say they go to Islands of Adventure and they get in and they go to the castle and they do Ollivanders and Dragon Challenge, and then look, the Hogwarts Express there, let's head over into Diagon Alley, and sorry, you can't, you haven't got the right sort of ticket.
Yeah, I would imagine they have to let you do it, but it's interesting. Disneyland out in California has something similar with their monorail, because the monorail actually leaves the park and people can get on and off, and it comes, inside the park. But it's very interesting how this. I kind of equate it to that because it's a similar thing. But I'm curious to see how this plays out as well.
I think they're going to have to play it very carefully.
Yeah,
because they're going to have a lot of people complaining if they get it wrong.
They're going to have a lot of people complaining whatever they do. That's the nature of a lot of people, unfortunately.
But I think the consensus is, like I said, I think the general consensus is people are very happy to have more, because people are very big fans of Harry Potter, and this is just, kind of taking it to the next level and, giving the folks more to see and do around Harry Potter.
I think the biggest problem could be is for people who aren't Potter fans. I think it's one of those attractions that if you don't like Harry Potter, then you're not going to get anything out of it. If you might not be a Marvel fan yet, you can still go and ride Spider-Man and ride the Hulk and still enjoy them. If you're not a Potter fan, I think you'd be like, ugh.
Dueling Dragon, whatever it's called, Dragon Challenge is a great ride. You've still got
now it isn't.
Some fantastic architecture just to look at, and some gags going on around. You know, there's shows and nice places to eat. And
yeah, I mean, I think I actually think that it's I've been through there with some folks who are diehard Harry Potter fans and some who are not, and I actually think that it could appeal to anybody. I think they've done a good job of making sure that there's something there that's going to intrigue anybody that walks through there, whether you've read the books or not, or seen the movies or not. It's just like Tracy said, I think it's that architecture. People can appreciate that. You can appreciate kind of the uniqueness of some of the shops that are there.
Yeah.
The experiences that you get, whether it's inside Three Broomsticks or watching the wand show at Ollivander's. I mean, those are things you don't typically see when you go to a theme park. And, this is just very unique. Even if someone's not a big fan or not familiar with it, I think people have seen enough in mainstream media to know who Harry Potter is and kind of some of the basics about it.
Yeah. Now, got to ask the question we ask everybody who goes into the Wizarding World. Did you try the butterbeer?
Yes, I did.
Did you try frozen or non-frozen or both?
We were given frozen, so that's what I tried.
You came out of your diabetic coma?
It was very difficult having that right before our big dinner over at Margaritaville.
Right.
But it was, because it was definitely a sugar rush. It's, probably, I would say, a combination. It tastes like a combination of cream soda and sugar cookies.
Okay.
That's the best way I could probably describe it. And it was just so incredibly good. And it was a pretty, it wasn't overwhelmingly hot, but it was hot that day. Mm-hmm. So it was a nice refreshment to have after walking around the park and going on the rides. It definitely was a nice treat to have that. And we had it right outside Three Broomsticks. There was actually a patio area there.
Right.
And we sat outside under some tables with umbrellas and then headed over to City Walk.
Very cool.
Lovely.
Yeah. So definitely have to add that to your list. And do you guys know the secrets to getting butterbeer?
The Hog's Head is the best place to go, I heard.
Not to the carts.
Where?
The Hog's Head.
Yeah, that's the pub that's adjacent to Three Broomsticks.
Yeah.
But you can actually, a lot of folks tend to gravitate to the carts because there are carts located throughout the Wizarding World.
Yeah.
I believe there are 2 of them right now, and there are almost always lines for those carts because it's just the kind of display and the atmosphere of it. You'll see these big barrels there, and it's just very cool. It's a great photo op. And, so a great way around that is to just go into Three Broomsticks or go to the pub and get your butterbeer there. It will be a lot faster. It's cooler inside, and it's the exact same drink.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are also wenches walking around, and they might be selling it. So
right.
Keep an eye out for them as well.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you had a really good time, Heather.
We did. I mean, it was really, really awesome experience. We got to go on a few of the rides. Like I said, we got to see the wand show at Ollivander's. And we pretty much walked around the entire park, looked, either we went into the shops or we stood outside them and kind of learned a little bit about them. You'll see the Owl Post, which is a great place to buy a wand after you watch the show next door at Ollivander's. At the Owl Post, the reason they call it that is because owls are how mail is delivered in Hogsmeade. So from the outside, it actually, even though it's a shop, it actually looks like a post office. So they just incredible attention to detail, and just little things like that are just really great to see. So it's it's definitely, I think, it's the premier attraction there. Universal also offers what's called a Harry Potter package, which I may have alluded to a little earlier. But what the Harry Potter package is for a minimum of 3 nights. You can actually stay either on site at one of the on site properties, or you can stay at a Universal partner hotel off site. So they've made this package available to everybody, whether, no matter what your budget is. So that's a really great thing I think that Universal has done. And with this package, what you get is, I mentioned the breakfast earlier at Three Broomsticks. So you get a pre-reserved breakfast at Three Broomsticks one morning of your stay. And, when we book your trip, you can tell me which day you want it and what time you want it. And we can set that up right away for you and take care of that. You also get early admission into Islands of Adventure every day that you have a park ticket. The package comes with base tickets, but we can upgrade those to park if you'd like. You get a party pass over at City Walk, so you can go and experience those attractions in the evening. And you get the other, if you're staying on site, you do get other perks as well. The biggest of which is that express ride pass.
Yes.
So that would be, I would say, the biggest difference between doing the package on site versus off site. Mm-hmm. So if you can do it on site, I would highly recommend doing that just for the express ride benefits in itself.
Yeah.
Because even though the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey doesn't offer it, many other rides at Universal do offer express ride privileges, and it does save you a lot of time, especially if you're going, especially if you're going through the parks, at a busier time of year. If you're going over to summer or when schools are out, it definitely does make a difference to save time like that and not have to stand in line for an hour or more.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's only the Forbidden Journey and Rip Ride Rocket over at Universal that don't offer Express Pass. But as we said, we expect that to change very soon.
But also with the Express Pass, the time you're going to save, you'd be quite happy then to queue for a longer time and just on a couple of rides. That's so it's definitely worth.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, if your budget allows for it, it's definitely something that I think is worth staying on site. It's worth its weight in gold. Just having that express ride privilege, and also just being allowed to get that extra hour as well is you'll get the extra hour whether you're on site or off site with the Harry Potter package, but it does make a difference to have these extra benefits. Something else that we will give you here at Be Our Guest Destinations is we actually have an ebook written about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter with some additional tips that, than what I've said today. And if you do book your package with us, this book retails for $19.99, but if you do book your package with us, I'll give it to you for free.
Cool.
Excellent.
So you'll get that ebook. Something else I will do for listeners of the podcast here is if you book a trip with us by May 31st, I will also give you a $25 gift card to Universal.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So it's, if you book your package, I should say, with us. Yeah. So it's, Harry Potter package. There's also a 2-day getaway package as well. That's the standard package at Universal. So that package doesn't have things like the Three Broomsticks breakfast included.
So you're listening, people. Get booking.
Yes, get booking.
Yes. Right, Heather. Just want to say thank you very much for coming on and sharing your experience.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Yeah, this is great.
I know we've really enjoyed it as well. Anything Harry Potter, we're happy.
Oh, yes.
If there's anything you'd like to let our listeners know about your vacation service, anything extra, feel free to plug away now.
Oh, well, sure. Like I said earlier, we are authorized Disney vacation planners and Universal Parks and Resorts travel specialists. So a lot of folks who go to the Orlando area like to visit multiple locations at once. And, in addition to Disney and Universal, we can also book any destination. So if you wanted to go to the beach for a couple days before or after your trip, you're going on a cruise, we do book all cruise lines as well. And, we can arrange everything for you. So that's something important to know. We're all about customer service here as well. So we offer services such as free itinerary planning. That's something that I think a lot of our guests really, really like, because we will actually sit with you, figure out if you have dining reservations. Okay, we'll mark those down, and then we'll plan out a custom itinerary just for your party, so that you know where you're going every day of your trip, and every hour of your trip. And our guests love this because it takes the planning aspect away from them, and they can just go and enjoy their vacation. And it really does save our guests a lot of time, an average of 4 hours a day, by just knowing a tip like what I said earlier. Yeah. So that's one of the things we do. Like I said, I am happy to give you our free ebook guide if you book your package with us. And I will also throw in that extra $25 gift card through the end of May as well for your listeners. And, we do your dining reservations for you. We will, whether it's at Disney or Universal, we will happily do all of that for you. If you want appointments or bookings for other experiences, such as the VIP tour, there are also other table service restaurants at Universal. We can help you book those. Anything like that we can do for you. Any questions you have, we're always available for you, whether it's before your trip, during your trip, or after. I've gotten calls from guests while they were at the parks with questions. And I actually last week had to help someone change a spa appointment around while she was en route to Orlando, and I was able to do it for her.
Cool.
So, we do any type of service like that. We want you to have the most magical trip possible, and, let us do all the work for you. And, we do price watch as well. So if you book something and a better rate comes out, we'll go ahead and automatically apply that new rate to your trip for you.
And what's the best way to get in touch with you, Heather?
We do have a website. My website is www.beourguestdestinations.com. So that's BEOURGUEST destinations.com, or you can email me at heather@beourguestdestinations.com. And again, I am an agent of Destinations in Florida. So, I'm involved with, I'm part of their overall group of agents as well. So they are licensed and bonded and fully insured in the state of Florida. So you have nothing to worry about booking with us. And I hope to hear from some of you.
Brilliant. Yeah.
All of you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, it's been brilliant to speak to you, Heather, finally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really has.
Again.
Thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Great. Thank you.
See you later.
Thanks now.
So anyway, that'll bring us to the end of episode 29. We hope Hunter gets better.
Yes, we do.
Our next show will be out on the 11th of May, and we will continue our Walk the Walk of Islands of Adventure. So until then, see you later. I'm going to have to come up with a better one.
Yeah, you are. Good night, Internet.
See, Darren's got his own.
Yeah, I did have something really clever to say, but I can't remember, so I'll catch you later. And remember, live the adventure.
Cut, print, that's a wrap for another episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.